the Vikings will come back on the field. I think one thing that really surprised me was coming up here, the way the weather is, the field in excellent shape. They worked on it all week long. It's really no factor in this game at all. And all year long, everybody talked about, hey, coming up here at the end of December could be a disaster.
Well, really, I only saw 2 players lose their footing. One of them was on D.D. Lewis over there on the last play right prior to the halftime, Gary, when he missed the fullback coming out of the backfield, Marinaro, on a little bit of a pass. And the other one was down here when Mark Washington slipped when Gilliam caught the ball. But Gilliam did go out of bounds on us, so that neither one of them hurt them that bad.
You know, you have to think about the Rams watching this. If, of course, the Vikings win, they've got to come here next week. Now, January 4th just sounds colder to me.
Well, I'll tell you, they'd be very fortunate if Minnesota wins and the Rams have to come here to get a day like this, because it is not bad weather here at all. It's around 30 degrees and almost a heat wave here in Minnesota for the 28th of December.
Well, we've had the interesting matchup of the scrambling quarterbacks in this first half. Tarkenton hitting 5 of 13 for 39. Staubach on the other end, 8 of 13 for 100 yards. Rookie of the year, Phyllis George. What position?
I don't believe I'm going to touch that line. No.
Boy, you've been a real friend all year long, and then you bail out on me.
My mother didn't raise anybody stupid, a little bit ignorant at times.
You've come a long ways from Pittsburgh. You know that?
Oh, Lord. Look at the weather condition. 28 degrees and no wind whatsoever. 8 miles per hour, which doesn't faze anybody.
Well, I tell you what, we'll go along with that. We think she is a Rookie of the Year. Outstanding performance this year. And I think if you and I had been asked to vote on it, we would have done the very same thing.
Well, I'll tell you, she's prettier than any broadcaster I've seen.
John, I'm sorry. I can't help you in that department. All right, we're ready to go in the second half. 7-0. The Vikings are leading. There's Bud Grant, who'd like to get his team into the NFC Championship playoffs a week from today. That game, of course, will be broadcast starting at 3:30 Eastern Time right here on CBS. Brett McClanahan, Sam McCullum are back deep. 7-0. The Vikings, who have won their last 3 playoff games here at the Metropolitan Stadium. A run up by Tony Fritsch. And it's a squibber. Dave Osborne is over there, and Osborne falls on it at the 25-yard line. Dave Osborne getting on the ball. He was sure he had it that time before he tried to run with it.
Oh, Ozzy's been around a long time. He knows all the ins and outs. He's not going to take any chances trying to pick the ball up and run with it before he's got it. Number 42, Randy Hughes, was down there for the Dallas Cowboys to make the tackle. They have pretty good field position, Garrett. 25-yard line, not bad.
Excuse me, John. Osborne, prior to this year, was the leading rusher for a season. He had 972 yards. And Chuck Foreman, of course, broke that when he went over 1,000 yards. From the 25-yard line now, the Minnesota Vikings have the first crack of the ball. On first down. And Marinaro at the 40, 45, 50, to the 45. He's away from Leroy Jordan for a moment, and Jordan gets him at the 35, and he would have gone.
Well, it was a big play. They isolated Marinaro on a linebacker on D.D. Lewis. Let's take a look at Marinaro coming at her on D.D. Lewis. Starts up inside, puts a pretty good move on D.D. D.D. lets him get on back on the outside of him, and Tarkenton just lofted the ball back to the inside. Very fine throw. Big play by Marinaro. Cliff Harris, number 43, and Leroy Jordan come down and make the tackle.
You got a feeling, John, that they saw something. We talked about that at halftime.
Well, they isolated him on the linebacker. That's what you try to do. 40-yard play.
Chuck Foreman. Foreman for 2. 40-yard pass completion that time. There's Roger Staubach. Ed Too Tall Jones making the stop. Roger in that first half completing 8 of 13 passes for a total of 100 yards. So at the 33-yard line, second down now, and 8 yards to go. Marinaro in one game caught 11 passes. That was against San Diego, which is a Viking record. Dave Edwards comes out. Calvin Peterson replaces him at linebacker. Targeted to Foreman. Foreman to the 30. He's going to get another yard or two before Ed Jones drags him down at the 28-yard line. Ed Jones, 6'9", 260 pounds.
There's a play to Foreman, and Marinaro gets a good block. Watch Foreman's legs continue to go and drag number 72, Ed Too Tall Jones, with him. Gary, we've had a lot of calls on the switchboard about that fumbled punt, or they say fumbled punt. Want to know why the 5-yard rule was not invoked as part of a fair catch? It was just something that was missed.
Well, it's a judgment call. And now at the 29-yard line, it's 3rd down, 3. Tarkenton. John Gilliam. Now Renfro defending on that one. Renfro already with 1 interception, and Gilliam hits the deck.
It's a little bit icy off that football field right there. Look at Gilliam as certainly has Renfro beat right there. The ball is a little bit overthrown by Tarkenton.
John Gilliam.
And we have Fred Cox coming in for the field goal try.
Well, Cox this year now hasn't missed inside the 40-yard line. And this is going to be a 45-yard field goal attempt. So it's a little outside where he's been automatic. Cox, and the kick is not going to make it. It's short and to the right. So Fred Cox, who hit 13 of 17 attempts coming into this game, does not get it. And the Vikings still lead 7-0 with 12:51 to go in the 3rd quarter. Here looking to the #1 defensive team in the entire National Football League, the Minnesota Vikings. This year with 46 sacks, 28 interceptions, #1 in every category, the rush, the pass, and overall. And right now they've shut out the Cowboys as we go to the 12:51 mark of the 3rd quarter. Preston Pearson, Robert Newhouse, the running backs. Little nothing as Jim Marshall right on top of Preston Pearson to the 31, a gain of 2, 2nd and 8. As running right up the middle has been the game plan of Dallas, they've had some effect. You know, you talk about Alan Page and why they like to run at him. One reason is he's such a good pursuit tackler. They think that takes that phase of his game away.
Well, he's so quick, Gary, and the big thing, he's not what you'd call, 260, 265 tackle. He's so quick, and the guys can blow him off. They can get into him real quick and get him off that ball. He plays off the ball a little bit so he can read quite a bit.
2nd down, 8 from the 31. In motion goes Doug Dennison. Looks like a mishandled snap again, and Staubach's in trouble. Oh, the 35-yard line, running for his life. Jeff Seaman, Wally Hilgenberg there. John, it looked like he didn't get that exchange from John Fitzgerald.
He did not get a clean exchange right here, Gary. Let's take a look at it. As you see, it hits his hand, then he drops and finally gains control of the football, and then gets out of the way of Doug Sutherland, 69, who's coming in there. Blaine 9 knocking him down. Now he's looking for a place to either to fall or to run to. And 58 and Jeff Seaman and Wally Hilgenberg come up and make the tackle on him.
That's a lonely feeling, I would imagine.
Well, something you can't have happen to you. That's all there is to it.
3rd and 3 from the 35. Play action by Staubach. Look out, here's Eller. He completes it to Preston Pearson, and Pearson has a 1st down, but Staubach paid for that one. Carl Eller hitting.
And I think we got a flag on the play after the Staubach was down right there, Gary, although I don't know. And I don't know whether that ball was tipped or not. Did you see like it was tipped? It looked like it was tipped to me.
Well, let's look at it and see. We're going to have it coming up. We're going to have a 15-yarder coming up now against the Minnesota Vikings all the way to the 37. Let's hear what it is all about.
Let's take this little bit of a play-action pass right there. Fake the fullback coming up. And Staubach going back. Eller coming in, hitting him. And watch Preston Pearson get the catch. He's hit right there, and he's down. And here comes Hilgenberg, who I guess the play is against right there. Personal foul.
That's what it is. 15 yards. Moves it to the 37. We think maybe that Alan Page did tip that ball, as you mentioned. Gene Hugot in motion. A 1st down. Tarkenton complete. To the 25, Billy Joe Dupree to the 20-yard line. Dupree to the 20, another 1st down. Dupree catching 9 passes in the regular season, the former Michigan State All-American, and now the Cowboys are rolling.
Well, they're in real good field position right. That was a big play for them. Dupree really just kind of sneaking across the middle on it. Let's take a look at it here. As you see, everybody going to the strong side. Dupree moving from his tight end position. He's coming right across the field. Just Staubach following a gain of 18 yards. 1st and 10 on the 20.
Roger Staubach trying to tie this game up from the 20-yard line. Pearson and Newhouse, the running backs. Roger Almost across the line of scrimmage, and now he does. As Fred McNeil runs him out, Roger wanted to throw deep. It looked like Fugit in the corner down there, and also Drew Pearson, but couldn't get him open.
A.C. Tarkin is 6 completion for 15 for 79 yards, and Roger Staubach 10 for 15 for 130 yards. But the Vikings have the 7 points on the board, and that is the difference at this point.
Well, he picked up on that play a couple of yards scrambling. 2nd and 8. Newhouse and Dennison now in the backfield. Staubach that time rolling outside of Carl Leonard, getting some more time.
I would think that he would have decided to run a little bit sooner on that. He had a guard in front of him and had plenty of room to go with it.
From the 17-yard line. Now Dennison to the 10. Dennison has another first down. It'll be a 1st and goal as he's at the 7-yard line. Nate Wright dropped him, and Doug Dennison done a very good job running inside against Minnesota.
Well, Rayfield Wright doing a fine job on Carl Eller on that one, and then Dennison, of course, just picking his hole after the blocks are already made and picking up some real good yardage, going down. It was 1st down for the Dallas Cowboys on the 8-yard line.
So a 1st and goal. Newhouse and Pearson as the Cowboys have put this drive together very well. Roger gives off to Preston Pearson, and Pearson's to the 5, and that's all. It'll be 2nd and goal there. Jim Marshall inside.
Gary, down here is where it really gets tough now. These guys just kind of digging in like a bunch of bulls on that offensive and defensive line, trying to blow each other out and just trying to create a little bit of a gap for these guys, Dennison and Pearson and Newhouse, so they can squeeze through there.
They're going to bring in an extra tight end now. Billy Joe Dupree has come back in. Going out of the ball game is Golden Richards. So Dupree and Fugit are in there on a 2nd and goal from the 5. Preston Pearson, 6'1", 205, quite a basketball player at the University of Illinois. This is Pearson. A 5, hit hard at the 4, and that's all. Good reaction by the Vikings, particularly Carl Eller forcing. And it's going to bring up a 3rd and goal. Terry Brown on the tackle.
Let's take a look at it right here. Staubach handing it off to Pearson. Sutherland out there, Seaman coming up. Eller stringing everything out, gets the initial contact. Terry Brown, number 24, and Doug Sutherland, 69, finally make the tackle. Different angle on this shot here. As much like the play of Carl Eller, who really forces the play. Good tackle by Sutherland and Terry Brown.
Very important play now. 3rd and goal at the 4. Newhouse, Dennison in the backfield. I give to Dennison, and he is very close. He's in. He is in for the touchdown. Doug Dennison diving forward, and we just mentioned ago how tough he's been on the short yardage situation.
Well, that was a great surge by that offensive line over there. Blaine Nye and Rayfield Wright on that side, and really moving them. Fitzgerald, number 62, got Page and tried to move to the outside. Dennison fixed the hole. Seaman on the tackle, but he's across that goal line.
And now the chance to tie up the game is Tony Fritsch. That was a 72-yard drive in 9 plays. And Dennison
There's the play from a different angle, Gary. Same result.
Tony Fritsch adds the point after. And it's a brand new game now. 7-7 the score with 8 minutes and 19 seconds to go in this 3rd quarter. Seven to 7. 8 minutes and 19 seconds. Doug Dennison, who scored 7 touchdowns in the regular season of play, has knotted this game up on a good effort up the middle. He just did get those arms in. You can see how he's protecting that ball. He does an extremely good job of that.
One time you can't afford to lose it. It's not that close, Gary.
Fumbled once in the regular season. Tony Fritsch kicking off. Sam McCullum lets it hit. And he can't find a handle. Well, that lost his head at the 13-yard line. So the Vikings don't have the field position they want. 7-7 to score as the Cowboys on that last drive of 72 yards in 9 plays tying it up. Randy White and Thomas Henderson forcing a tackle on this last play. And at the 13 now, Fran Tarkenton's crew has a football. There's Roger. Boy, he was impressive on that drive.
He was. He did a fine job taking him down there. And, of course, that big penalty on personal foul penalty helped him a great deal.
Rogers 10 of 15 for 132 yards now. Fran, play action. He is going deep to Chuck Foreman. And Foreman can't hang on. He and Charlie Waters are having quite a battle. They were kind of jostling each other, and Foreman, I think, thought he might have been interfered with.
Well, he had him turned around quite a bit. Looked like they hit that soft spot down there right on a 40-yard line there, and Waters almost lost his footing. We get a look at it here. There you see Foreman looking the ball. Waters not seeing the football. There was no interference at all. He hit him after the play was over. That was just kind of a love tap to know let him know he was around there.
Tarkenton now 6 of 16 for 79 yards. Dave Edwards comes out of the game. Calvin Peterson replaces him at linebacker. As there's the Minnesota Viking crew.
2nd and 10 for the Vikings at their 13.
2nd and 10 from the 13. Complete to Lash for a moment. Looked like Lash might have it at the 25 as Mel Renfro defending. And again, we've seen the Vikings before this year, John, and it appears as though Fran is not going out of that pocket as much as we've seen in the past.
Well, I think the big thing, talking to the offensive, defensive coaches, Ernie Stoddard this morning, and telling me that they're going to try to keep him in the pocket, and that's the way that you got to do with him. You can't let him out the pocket. Keep Ed Too Tall Jones and Harvey Martin on the outside and get some pressure from the inside. And if you can do that, it's complicated. It's tough for Tarkenton to throw out of that pocket because it's not real tall. He doesn't see as well.
So it's a 3rd down, 10 for the 13. Ed Tall Too Jones is back there. Fran, 15, 20, 25. And he gets out of the bounds with his life as Waters and Mark Washington coming up, and that's what Fran is so good at doing.
Well, you see, there's a perfect example of what happened. He had him in a pocket, and the man went in there with reckless abandon and trying to take his head off instead of being under control and just make the tackle. Let's watch Jethro Pugh and Too Tall Jones, who have an end tackle game. Too Tall goes in right there. You see, if he had been under control, he'd have had Tarkenton without any problem. This way, he gets outside, linebackers are dropped deep, and Fran has all the time in the world just come running up and then trying a little dipsy doodle there, but he's getting out of bounds. You have to worry about that.
That's exactly what we were talking about. They got to keep him inside. They didn't on that play. So it's a 1st down now. It's a 27. Foreman to the 30-yard line. Gain of 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Chuck Foreman, 1,070 yards rushing, 73 pass completions, 22 touchdowns, and he's limping. He's been a very durable back. He is actually the fullback in the Minnesota Viking offensive set. They made that change this year after moving him from the running back spot, and their offense better designed to utilize him that way.
Well, it gives him a little bit better blocking, a little bit better running plays for his ability inside and outside. Plus, he's a great ball receiver as well, pass receiver.
Marinero in motion, 2nd down, 7. Fine defensive play by Mel Renfro. Renfro coming back on Jim Lash, and the old veteran has really come up to the occasion today.
Well, you can see a lot of people are booing out there. They thought there was some pass interference, but Renfro really went back on his inside shoulder and got over on it, hit his hand, got his hand on the football, and did not allow the completion. And right now, Gary, as was the first half, Tarkenton is still the leading ball carrier for the Minnesota Vikings.
There's Bud Grant on the sidelines. His Vikings not putting it together offensively right now. 7:07 to go in the 3rd quarter. We come to a 3rd down and 7. Tarkenton. Look out. And he's down at the 23. Ed Jones and Randy White. They have White in there now in place of Harvey Martin. Randy White, I don't think they really know how good he's going to be. He's going to play somewhere.
He's going to be a terrific football player. He's out of University of Maryland. And here we are again. They're maintaining control of Tarkenton inside that pocket. Too Tall taking the outside. Randy White and Ed Jones putting the pressure on. Too Tall forcing him up inside, and Randy White coming from behind making the tackle.
Randy White, the 2nd player taken this year in the college player draft. Steve Markowski of Atlanta first. Former All-American from Maryland. He won all kinds of honors there. Claybo to kick from the 9. Golden Richards at the 41, the 45. Runs into his own man, and at the 47, down he goes. Golden Richards dropped at the 47-yard line as we have a 7-7 score with 6 minutes and 33 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. Kind of warming up the old toe. The rookie out of Arizona, kicker for the Dallas Cowboys. So from the 46-yard line, that's where Dallas has it. 7-7 the score. Newhouse and Preston Pearson, the running backs. This is Pearson. Pearson spinning to the 49 of Minnesota. Wally Hilgenberg, who's been on a bunch of tackles here today, made that one. Hilgenberg, just an excellent athlete, one of the better athletes on this Viking team.
Take a look at here, Pearson taking the ball. Sutherland right there gets a hand on him, but Pearson kind of twists out of the hole. Hilgenberg, number 58, coming up to make a tackle. Offensive line is kind of blowing the Minnesota Vikings, not blowing them out, but they're doing a great job on that offensive line for the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, they have some real credibility up front. High and all-pro, Rayfield Wright, Ralph Neely. Give to Newhouse. And Newhouse could have broken that one for maybe the first down had Bobby Bryant not gotten in his way. Fine tackle by Bobby Bryant. So to bring up a 3rd down and 3.
Take a look at it here. You see Ralph Neely back, number 73, on Hilgenberg, opening up the hole. Newhouse right there. Kaiser trying to get over number 20, Bobby Bryant, but just cannot get the one leg up over top of him.
Bobby Bryant's had an excellent year for the Minnesota Vikings. One of the top punt returners in the NFC. 6 interceptions, which is 4th best in the NFC. He missed all but one game last year with a broken hand. 3rd down, a long 3. Dupree has come in along with Fugit, 2 tight ends. Play action by Staubach. He's going to run for it. And he slides to a 1st down. To the 41, Roger knew where he had to go, and he got down in a hurry.
He got the 1st down. That's a big play for him. He's not going to go over and try to run over top of anybody. That's the way he's gotten hurt in the past, by staying up on the ground. I guess he's taking a lesson from Tarkington, who you see quite a bit when he gets out in that open field. He goes right on down there and protects himself. He's they tell you to get in that fetal position, Gary. Put them arms down and them legs up and just kind of hide.
Okay. For the 41-yard line. I don't know. You didn't run that much, did you?
As little as possible. And when I was running, I wasn't really.
From the 41. A 1st down now. Newhouse, Pearson in motion. Newhouse across the 40. And a little guy, very tough and determined, makes it to the 37 before Carl Eller downs him there.
Blaine Nye and Rayfield Wright doing an excellent job on Carl Eller and number 69, Doug Sutherland. Linebacking crew of the Minnesota Vikings are certainly having their time of making the tackles this afternoon. Chuck Foreman, 12 rushes, 22 yards. Newhouse, 11 for 32.
This Dallas Cowboy forward wall is big, it's mobile. They have allowed this year 41 sacks, but that's not really indicative of how effective they've been because Rodgers scrambles a lot. An end around to Fugit. Fugit on an end around inside the 35-yard line. McNeil, Seaman over there to eventually tackle him. They're 3 yards short of the 1st down. Cowboys will do a few interesting things. They'll have some new wrinkles.
That's the first razzle-dazzle type play we've seen this afternoon. Otherwise, it's been just kind of basic stuff. Let's take a look at it here. It's a fake to the fullback. You see Fugit, 84, coming around. Blaine Nye, number 61, and Rayfield right out in front of him. He takes up an inside move. You see Jeff Seaman over there to make the tackle.
3rd and 3 for the Cowboys.
Pretty good play.
3rd down now, a long 2. They have 2 tight ends, Dupree and also in there, Fugit. Saba. And he's got a 1st down, I believe. Let's see where they mark his forward progress. Run out of bounds by McNeil. Burton Lawless, the rookie from Florida, former All-American, threw the key block. I don't know if he made it or not. They may have to measure as, again, Roger rolling with the option to pass or run and going for that forward stick. It's going to be very, very close.
To get a play like that, Gary, you got to have someone up there forcing. Of course, when you have an outside receiver down there, the defensive back has to stay back. Regardless, he can't come up. So normally you're going to get a linebacker force on a situation. And they say it's a little bit short. Let's watch Roger out here as he rolls back to his right with a fake right there to Dennison. Burton Lawless in front of him right there, number 66. Blocks Carl Eller. Carl Eller gets one hand on him. Number 54, McNeil, finally drives him out of bounds, and he's about a foot short of the 1st down. 4th down, and looks like they may go for it.
You remember earlier they went for it on a 4th and 1 and did not get it.
Well, let's see if they don't go to the right side this time instead of the left.
That was back in the 2nd quarter. Now here in the 3rd quarter with 3:01, a 4th and a matter of a couple of feet. Dennison, and the bread and butter guy gets a first down. He has been worth his weight in gold here this afternoon on those short yardage plays.
Well, they missed it the last time as Wayne went over the left side, tried to go over Page and Hilgenberg. This time they went over Sutherland. Siemens coming in here. Eller gets knocked down. As you see, Paul Krause, number 22, and Terry Brown, number 24, up there trying to make the tackle. Robert Newhouse with a fine block in front of Dennison.
So the Cowboys are 1 for 2 in fourth downs at the 30-yard line of first down. Preston Pearson. Pearson hit for a yard loss. Real penetration made that time by the Minnesota Vikings. They reacted extremely well to it. Wally Hilgenberg back there. He's been a starter since 1968 for the Minnesota Vikings. His 12th year. He was a college teammate of Paul Krause at Iowa. They were both co-captains, and their coach is Jerry Burns, who's an assistant now with the Minnesota Vikings.
Well, Hilgenberg was in there so quickly. They actually had a blitz call in the situation, and he read the play very good and got his head in there in time to get Pearson.
Second down now, 11. Dennison back in along with Newhouse. 7-7 to score. Staubach to Newhouse to the 20, and Newhouse to the 17-yard line. Nate right up there, and the little guy waving his arms over there, so he noticed it.
Well, I'm sure he was kind of afraid that maybe Staubach wasn't going to see him, because he was open at the start of the play. Let's take a look at it here from our ground camera. As you see Staubach going back, he wants to look down that field as long as possible, and then at the last second goes to Newhouse. As you saw Carl Eller and also Alan Page come in and put the arms up. There's Nate Wright making the tackle and making a save, and Newhouse making a definite effort to get the first down.
A first down at the 17. Drew Pearson, 88 in motion. Give to Newhouse, and Newhouse to the 15-yard line. I think that last play, John, really shows me what you've talked about all year, and that's the defensive coverage job. That was an example of Staubach looking left and then throwing right to Newhouse.
Well, you have to do it, Gary. These guys concentrate so much on the quarterback's eyes that unless you do something with them, you know, you're not going to be able to find that open receiver. And they just kind of let Newhouse alone that time. Of course, Roger wanted that deep person down there if he could get him. And then coming back to that auxiliary man at the last second, which he's been doing so well this afternoon.
Gain of 2 on that last play. 2nd and 8 from the 15. Look out. It's away. Newhouse couldn't make a move as he was covered very well by Matt Blair, a second-year man out of Iowa State. But what really messed that up was Fred McNeil getting through there so quickly. I don't think Tom Landry was too happy about that last play. Let's watch it.
There you see the play. Look at the expression. Oh, come on, Tom, say something.
He was quite a defensive back.
I don't know what he's saying, but I'm glad we can't hear it.
From the 15-yard line, 3rd and 8.
3rd and 8 for the Cowboys.
The bottom of the screen is Golden Richards. Drew Pearson flanked to the top. Now they go to the shotgun. Third down. Preston Pearson, and he made a fine catch. He's going to be short, however, I believe, of that first down. It's going to bring up a 4th down at about a yard. Hilgenberg went high. That's a fine catch by Preston Pearson. Pearson getting up all of 6'1". As we said, he was quite a basketball player, and he used his jumping ability that time very, very effectively. So it's 4th down again. As the ball is going to be spotted at the 7-yard line. What is it, about a half yard now?
It's about a half yard. What do you do, Gary? You got to go for the 3 points, I would think, to put 3 points on the board.
Well, that's going to be the end of the third quarter. The score, Minnesota Vikings 7, the Dallas Cowboys 7. We now pause for a word from your local station. He hit 13 of 14 in the regular season of play and just added one now to give the Cowboys their first lead in this game, 10-7. Rich now to kick off. Brett McClanahan at the 10. 20, 25, 30, and he had a big hole. He is to the 34-yard line. Randy Hughes, a rookie out of Oklahoma, an outstanding young man who has been a backup to Harris at the free safety spot, made the tackle at the 34-yard line. So the Vikings trailing for the first time in this game. 10-7. We look at McClanahan once again.
Let's see the play. Here's McClanahan takes it. They set up a pretty good hole for him right there. And the tackle is made, and the ball is fumbled. Now, they blew the ball dead. You have to guess as good as mine.
At the 34, Fran Tarkenton on a first down. Complete to Ed Marinaro. And Marinaro's forward progress across the 35 to the 36. Larry Cole came pouring through that time, but Fran still able to complete the pass. Ed Marinaro. Here is what he did in the receiving department this year. Number 3 in the NFC. He's really matured this year. That's been the big difference in Ed Marinaro. From the 39, second down, 5. There's a delay to Chuck Foreman. Foreman trying to get outside. He's to the 45, and that'll be a first down. Charlie Waters dropped him. There is a flag on the play, however. There's a flag back at the line of scrimmage. As Foreman had the first down, Chuck Heberling coming over, and the indication, illegal procedure against my Minnesota Vikings, and that really hurt him, as Foreman did an excellent job that time. There was nothing up the middle, and he got outside.
Well, a little bit of a draw run there by Foreman, and actually, if I'm not mistaken, that is the best first draw we've seen all day.
We have a change defensively. Calvin Peterson and Dave Edwards, who continue to alternate at linebacking. Now in the ball game with the gloves on is Calvin Peterson, number 58. There's Tuvoy, John Gilliam. The huddle with Ed White. Boy, is he a strong man. 270-pounder, former All-American from California. He and Yeri both on their right side have been selected for the Pro Bowl. 2nd and 10. Chuck Foreman trying to do it again, and nothing. He disappears as Jethro Pugh and Larry Cole make the tackle. Cole playing inside after playing a defensive end so many years. He was moved in when the retirement of Bob Lilly came around. So it's going to bring up third down and still 9 yards to go. Chuck Foreman's had a tough time. 14 carries thus far in this game for 27 yards. Still, Tarkenton's the leading ball carrier for the Vikings. 3 for 32. To show you how effective Dallas has been. Third down, 9. Got the time. It's Dubois, the intended receiver at the 49. Calvin Peterson defending on the play. And that's going to bring up a fourth down. Dubois, who Fran Tarkenton feels one of the most underrated tight ends in the game. And his best season this year with 34 catches for 4 touchdowns. And now Claypool will kick, and Golden Richards will go back. 13 minutes, 25 seconds left. The Vikings trailing 10-7. They were hoping to make this their first leg up on a return to the Super Bowl for the 3rd time, but they've got their work cut out for them. Claypool with that beautiful kick. What a kick. Golden Richards. Well, that's kind of embarrassing. He ran into it, looked like Cliff Harris. And now we have a discussion going on. That's one of the best tackles made here today. Outstanding hit that time. Harris backed into him. Let's look at it again. A pratfall.
Have any prints?
Well, here's Golden Richards. He was injured on this play. Might have had the wind knocked out of him as he ran into his teammate Cliff Harris. Looked like an elbow in the stomach there.
Well, I don't think you really saw him. He was kind of looking downfield, looking for that alley to open up so he could put some of that speed on there. And Richards ran right into Cliff and just Cliff back right into him. One of the two. But there it wasn't pretty.
Claypool had a kick that time of 52 yards. So now from the 20-yard line, the Cowboys with a 10-7 lead. In motion goes Drew Pearson. The Newhouse, and no play. Maybe a yard to the 21-yard line.
Hilgenberg on the tackle.
So Wally Hilgenberg over there wrestled him down at the 21. A gain of 1. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Claypool on that last kick, John, I've always wondered about this. He had a hang time of 4.3 seconds, meaning once the ball hit his foot and was caught, 4.3. That's very good, isn't it? You can get around 4 seconds.
It's very good. You try to keep it up for at least 4 seconds. Another, what that does is let your men get down underneath the kick, and normally you don't have one that's run back on a situation like that. Unless when it's a real deep kick, and then the guys can't get back there down there too soon.
Not kick your coverage, in other words. Right. Second down 9. Newhouse and Dennison. Running backs. That's Fugit in motion. Roger Staubach throwing under pressure, complete to Dennison, and Dennison at the 25. Boy, Paul Krause hit him in a hurry. Paul Krause, along with Fred McNeil, forcing the play. And it's going to bring up a third down, and still 5 yards to go.
McNeil came clean on that. What happened? Everybody went to the left side. McNeil, just seeing that his responsibility has already gone, came in on Staubach and kind of tried to get to him. Staubach did unload the football before McNeil was able to get in there.
Tom Landry on the sideline. His young and surprising team, which many people feel might be a year or two away. 12 rookies on the team. Right now they're leading. Third down, 5. Newhouse in motion. Roger scrambling. The 30, a flag is thrown as Roger gets the first down before Jim Marshall made the tackle, but there's a flag back at the 19-yard line. Roger that time really surveyed the situation. He knew where everybody was and saw the alley and took off. He's got that great vision. They talk about peripheral vision in quarterbacks. They say you had it, and there was an indication of Roger with it. They're going to bring it back anyway. A costly penalty for the Dallas Cowboys. Earlier, it was the Vikings who had a very costly penalty. This one moving it back to the 20-yard line.
Well, now's the time they can't really afford these type of penalties, Gary. They got to try to maintain possession of that football and don't do anything, don't do anything stupid. Just try to keep the football and grind it out and make those first downs. Don't come up with anything real fancy at this particular point.
Charles Young now in the running backfield. A third down after that 5-yard illegal procedure. 3rd and 11. Roger going deep to Golden Richards. Well, you know who feels the worst about that right now? Golden Richards, who's made a lot of big plays this year.
Let's take a look at it here. They got the blitz on Jeff Seaman coming in. Roger unloads the football, and let's watch Richards as he just outdistanced number 20, Bobby Bryant. Right there, the ball should be caught. A perfectly thrown football, well, a little bit behind. If he just does get a hand on it, he likes for those kind of guys to come up with the football, Gary.
Mitch Hups will kick now from the 5-yard line. The deep man is Sam McCullum. Fine kick. Boy, he got into that one. McCullum at the 31. Calvin Peterson, also Raleigh Woolsey back there. John Ward, number 72, trying to throw a block as both of them converge on McCullum in a hurry. Calvin Peterson's a wild man. They talk about him being an outstanding special teams guy, second-year man from UCLA, and he really got down in a hurry. So now from the 30-yard line, I want to remind you the NFC Championship game a week from today, and it might be right here, but the Vikings are going to have to win it, as we'll have it on CBS beginning at 3:30 next Sunday, and either here or Los Angeles.
Well, whatever it is, Gary, you know it's going to be a good football game as is this afternoon.
Boy, this is a dandy, isn't it? From the 30-yard line now. A first down. Fran Tarkenton. He's cranking up to Gilliam. Intercepted almost. Almost picked off. Mark Washington, who's done a very good job down on the play. And we have a flag back at the 35-yard line. Mark Washington is going to dream about number 42. He's seen him so often running stride for stride.
There's Mark Washington going up the football. That just lets it go through his arms. His eyes did not follow the football down into his hands. That's what happens. You got to look the football into your hands at all times.
I believe we may have had an eligible receiver downfield. I believe that's the indication. As you see Leroy Jordan having the situation explained to him.
Gary, this is probably the first time in this particular play here that the Too Tall Jones let Tarkenton to the outside. And you saw he rolled that way. Too Tall got caught on an inside block there by the offensive man. Ron Yerry was not permitted to keep Tarkenton back in the pocket. He got outside, and that's when Tarkenton really becomes effective.
An eligible receiver downfield. That's what it is. A 10-yard step off. And moves the Vikings to their own 20-yard line. First down, 20 yards to go. So Fran's got his work cut out for him. Interesting statistic on number 10. Fran this year at 64% of his passes. 2,994 yards and 25 touchdowns. A delay action to Foreman. Foreman to the 25. He fumbles the ball. It's loose at the 27-yard line, but Minnesota has it. 7-yard pickup, and almost losing the ball was Foreman. It looks like Andy Maurer, 66. The right or left offensive guard came up with it.
There's Foreman coming through right there. Number 50, D.D. Lewis, coming in to make the tackle. And there he's stripped by the ball from number 55, Leroy Jordan. Number 66, I believe, it's Stu Voigt. Andy Maurer, I think, finally came up with the football, but Stu Voigt was around it as well.
A gain of 6, but it's still second down and 13 yards to go. Almost a 7-yard pickup. Tarkin. Chuck Foreman, he's got the first down to the 43-yard line. Chuck Foreman, Mel Renfro and Cliff Harris combining on the tackle. Jethro Pugh was coming after Fran Tarkenton, but he had just enough time to complete it.
Now you see again, is what we talked about before. Tarkenton rolling a little bit to his right, getting to the outside. No pressure from that particular side. Did get some pressure from Jethro Pugh from the backside, but they've got to maintain control and keep him in the pocket if they expect to do anything. Fran Tarkenton is very, very effective when he's able to do that.
16-yard pass completion to the 43. Just inside 10 minutes to go in this game. 10-7. The Cowboys leading it. This is Marinaro. Marinaro can't get up the field as D.D. Lewis drops it at the 45, and that's a pickup of 2 yards. He was kind of off balance after he made the catch, and Lewis was right on top of him. Second down. Let's give him a pickup of 3. Second down and 7. There's Bud Grant. They have a change now. Jethro Pugh is coming out, and Randy White defensively coming in. Leroy Jordan coming out, and Benny Barnes comes in. They got an extra defensive back in on a second down, and a long 7. Foreman, look at him, nice across the 50. Beautiful run by Chuck Foreman. He has that ability to stop and start and change speed, and there was an example of it.
I think it was a fine call by Tarkenton right here. Everybody was coming in expecting fast. You see the handoff to Foreman, who pitched the hole very, very well. D.D. Lewis came in and did not get a shot at him. The tackle was made by number 31, Benny Barnes.
I don't believe they got the first down. Oh, it's going to bring up third down, and a matter of a foot. Going to bring in Steve Craig, an extra tight end. Also, Charles Goodrum, 68, comes in.
This could be a good situation. You know, you got third down and about inches right here. Maybe a little bit of a fake run. You kind of just drop the ball out there to a halfback somewhere, let him run with it if you could possibly get it. But it's a good run-pass situation. If you don't make it on this down here, try to go for the touchdown maybe, and you come back and go for the first down on the next play, Gary.
Well, if number 19 is on the field, I know what was going to happen right now.
That's my coach right here.
All right, here we go. Third down, a foot. Marinaro in motion. Ran to Marinaro. Well, that was easy, wasn't it? First down. You know, you almost feel sometimes that, yeah, you called that one, didn't you? That they could do that all day. I mean, they make that look so easy in a situation like that.
Well, this has been one play, really, that Tarkenton hasn't used today, and normally he used it 5 or 6 times a ball game. And Mark Washington, 46, coming over, making the tackle on Marinaro to push him out.
A first down at the 41. The Vikings down by 3 points. Getting close to at least field goal range with 8:25 to go in this one. Boy, this crowd is really up now. Fran on the play action. Jim Lash. Lash was held up a little bit on that play, and Ed Too Tall Jones came storming through. And it's going to go to a 2nd and 10.
The offensive line of the Minnesota Vikings now is starting to do a little bit of a better job protecting Tarkenton. and giving him a little bit more time. Of course, his ability to roll out occasionally has taken a little bit of the pressure off the offensive line. He's been staying in the pocket because they've been keeping him, but they've been forcing pretty good rush by the Dallas up through the middle. He's rolled out a couple times now, which makes them a little bit leery. He may do it a couple more times.
2nd and 10 for the 41. Brand, the Foreman. Foreman makes the move. Gets away from Peterson to the 30. He's got a first down to the 29. Charlie Waters made the stop, but it was Calvin Peterson that got a hand on him, and that was all as Foreman got away from him.
Let's take a look at it, see if he doesn't have some bad footing back over there as Peterson comes across. Tarkington goes to Foreman with the pass. As you see right here comes Peterson here. He just overruns it. What he does, really, Foreman slipped a little bit, or he may have picked up some more yardage.
Have you ever seen a back with better balance than Foreman? He really has excellent balance.
I was surprised, really, Gary, talking to Chuck yesterday, just how big a man he is.
McClanahan now in along with Chuck Foreman. There is a reverse action to McClanahan. To the 30, 25, to the 20. He's to the 17, another first down. McClanahan set in to run that reverse. Cliff Harris made the stop, and the Vikings are moving.
Let's take a look at it here. There's the Foreman, and that's the McClanahan. Tarkington out in front. I don't know where he's going to the sheep. Tries to throw a block right there on Mel Renfro. McClanahan and Charlie Harris making the tackle, but talking with Tarkington one day last week, that he feels that McClanahan is a lot better runner than what Marinaro is.
At the 16-yard line, a first down. 6 minutes, 49 seconds left. Chuck Foreman to the 10, Foreman to the 5. And it looks like he has another first down. It'll be 1st and goal. Cliff Harris made the stop, and the Vikings are awesome right now.
Let's take it here. Foreman right there, McClanahan in front of him leading the interference. Foreman breaking back to the inside. He gets a fine block from Ron Yeri and is down on the 5-yard line where it's 1st and 10, 1st and goal for the Minnesota Vikings. Here's where the Dallas Cowboys have really got to strengthen up. This is where it really gets tough down there, Gary, because they're going to throw everything at you.
Boy, you don't think he's not ready. He wants to see what's going on. It's 1st and goal, just outside the 5. Chuck Foreman again. He slips, but he's still on his feet. Chuck Foreman looks like he's about a yard away. 2nd and goal. Great second effort.
Very fine blocking up front as well from Ron Yeri. And Ron Yeri on the outside right there. You see McClanahan, Foreman slipping there, Stu Boyd blocking everybody out of there. The fake was real good. Too Tall Jones went for it, and of course Foreman just going to dove back to the inside. On a 1-yard line, 2nd down and goal.
So the Vikings, their most impressive output of this game. 5 minutes and 24 seconds left. There's Tony Fritsch. At the 1, Tarkington asking for some quiet. Brad giving up. McClanahan, and he's in. It's about to come apart right now as this partisan Viking fan really excited about this.
There's Cliff Harrison trying to make the stop. McClanahan bounces off of two would-be tacklers and dives into the end zone. Great second effort by McClanahan. Here it is from a different angle. As you see, he hasn't lost his footing. He just keeps fighting.
Point after attempt now by Fred Cox at the 5-11 mark. 13-10 the score, and it's now 14-10. The Vikings have the lead for the 2nd time in this game, but there's still a lot of time remaining. 5 minutes, 11 seconds.
Wanted to tell us something?
Fred Cox, the kickoff. The Vikings hang on here and win. They'll be playing in this exact spot a week from today against the Los Angeles Rams. Should Dallas win, it'll be 3:30. Eastern Time next Sunday from Los Angeles. Doug Dennison at the 15, the 20, the 25. Dennison at the 26-yard line. A At the 26, Dallas with the ball. Stop made by Matt Blair. The Vikings with a 4-point lead. Roger Staubach, who's hit 13 of 20 passes for 156 yards. Now has to bring his team from behind. There's that last drive. Most impressive effort of the afternoon by Minnesota.
It has been up until this time. The best offensive play was that recovered fumble. Not recovered fumble, but recovered punt that Dallas touched and let lay around on the ground.
Just across the 25-yard line. Cowboys with Newhouse. Preston Pearson in the backfield. Drew Pearson in motion. Roger intended for Pearson. It's short of the mark. Jim Marshall was the guy that hurried it out. Marshall, boy, 16 years in the league. And look at him come through on this one.
Let's take a look at it here. Somebody missed the block on Marshall. It was a fake right there. Looked like Ralph Neely, who should have probably brought Marshall down to his knees, was out there too fast and let Marshall come through.
At the 25 now. Brings up a 2nd and 10. They've had a tough time getting the ball to Drew Pearson today, who's been a big performer for him. Baba. Good protection. Now it's breaking down. Marshall and Page are there. Nobody open on that play. He had time, but couldn't find anybody.
Had plenty of time to throw. There just wasn't anybody open. The secondary is doing an excellent job back there. Let's take a look at it, Roger, from ground level here. You see the linebackers. Newhouse stops in the middle. He's looking around. Page coming. Marshall's coming. Everybody coming when you have the time.
You're telling me, John, when you play quarterback, you sense when you've run out of time. You don't see it, you just feel it.
Well, you try to base everything on a timing type situation. You get to be able to tell 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, and 4 seconds. And you know if you're back there after 2.5 to 3 seconds, you best get out of there before you get your head torn off.
So it's a 3rd down, 18 yards to go. The Cowboys with 4:25 would like to keep this drive going. Handle snap. What's happened? I believe. Oh, wait a minute. Was the ball blown dead before the snap? I think it was. Yes, delay a game. That's the reason Roger didn't go after the ball. I was surprised he let it fall to his feet. Delay of game, 5 yards. Be now 3rd and 23.
I'm glad he heard the whistle because I sure did.
You can't hear anything right now. The Viking fans are on their feet. Everly indicating delay of game. Moving the ball back inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. 3rd and 23 now. 4:16 remaining. Roger needed a big play. He really needs it now. Another bad snap. He's coming out of it. Boy, I'll tell you, he has people all over the place. The 21, Jim Marshall, hits him.
Gary. Roger didn't see number 84. Gene Fugert was down in the secondary all by himself. I was waiting for him to put that ball up in the air, but maybe he may have been across the line of scrimmage. Just look at it. Fitzgerald hits him with a low pass, and he can't find the handle. Finally goes up inside. And he got Fugert down there. He's just kind of looking. He can't find him. Then he decides to run with the football.
Boy, Jim Marshall about took his head for a souvenir on that one. So Hups will kick. There's Ed Marinaro with Bud Grant. Hups from the 7-yard line. Sam McCullum deep for the Vikings. That's not one of his better efforts. And it's going to bounce to the 45. Picked up by McCullum. Sam McCullum. Now we have a flag back at the 20-yard line, which is about the line of scrimmage. Well, McCullum trying to shake everybody up. Come up with that ball. Or was that Bobby Bryant?
Bobby Bryant. That's kind of a very, very tough thing to do. You know, nobody had touched the ball. Nobody had downed the ball. And if he would fumble that ball, it would have been a live football. I think maybe what he thought somebody had touched it. If it was just laying there, he got a shot of picking up and going. And then if he's hitting fumbles, it doesn't make any difference. The ball comes back to where it was down. But that's a very, very bad thing at this point, I would think, to try to do.
Well, anyway, they refused the penalty as we had an illegal man down the field. I'll remind you now, next Sunday afternoon, the winner of this game will meet the Los Angeles Rams for the championship of the NFC Conference and a trip to Super Bowl 10 in Miami. CBS will broadcast the game next Sunday, whether it be here or in Los Angeles. McClanahan has scored the go-ahead touchdown. Moments ago, advances the ball to the 49-yard line. D.D. Lewis made the tackle.
Washington and D.D. Lewis.
Brings up second down and 7. The Vikings now with 3:05 would like to waste some time.
And now the important thing is to be able to control the football, keep it on the ground, get that 2-minute warning to come up, maintain control, and their defense really has to go all out here, try to strip the ball from the runners, do anything they can to get a hold of that football.
2nd and 6 for the Vikings.
Vikings coming in here with a 12-2 record. 7 of the last 8 years. They've won the Central Division Championship. The Cowboys in the playoffs 9 of 10 years. McClanahan again with a 50. He's short of the first down, dropped to the 48. There's again D.D. Lewis on the tackle for the Dallas Cowboys. Going to bring up third down and still 2 yards to go. Well, you look at this game statistically. Fran has hit 11 of 25, 121. The leading ground gainer is Foreman, 18 of 56. He's leading everybody in the game, both the Cowboys and the Vikings. The leading ground gainer for Dallas has been Dennison, 11 for 36, and of course he scored a touchdown. Fran targeted, talking things over. 2 minutes, 20 seconds left. Well, I want to remind you, John, this is a thing I'm really looking forward to seeing. CBS Sports Spectacular going to have a brand new series called Challenge of the Sexes. Now, what do you suppose that might be?
I don't know, but I don't think I want to get into it.
Well, at CBS Sports wanted to find out if a woman could beat a man at a sports event and how much of a handicap, if any, a woman would require. Tennis competition begins next Saturday, January 10th. That should be a good one.
Well, it'll be Natasi and Goolagong. And that ought to be some kind of an event.
That's right here on the CBS Sports Spectacular, January 10th. That'll be, what, 2 weeks from today. Well, Bud Grant's crew right now in a pretty good situation. They have a 4-point lead, and with 2 minutes and 20 seconds left at the 47-yard line of the Dallas Cowboys.
3rd and 2 for the Vikings at the Dallas 47.
3rd down, 2. McClanahan in motion. Fran, a little bit of trouble. Charlie Waters has got him. And you saw Fran hanging onto that ball. Charlie Waters making a big stop.
Targeting the ball.
And now on 4th down. That was a very important play. 3rd and 2, and they held him.
Excuse me, Gary. Big play by Jordan. It was the same type of pass that they went out there on that 3rd and 1 situation with Fran going that way, as you see. Waters coming in from the outside. Foreman missed the block on him. And he gets almost lost the ball right there. And he gets down a big play by Charlie Waters. And now we got a punting situation coming up for the Minnesota Vikings. And at the 2-minute rule.
Well, we have 2 minutes left. So the Cowboys are going to get a last crack at this game. They trail 14-10 as we go down to the finish.
Right, moving
Like to stay warm up here in the winter. The mascot of the Vikings. Well, 2 minutes left. Neil Clavo from the 35 will kick. Golden Richards is deep. 14-10, the Vikings. Golden Richards calling for the fair catch at the 15-yard line. That took 9 seconds. So with 1:51 left, Roger Staubach hoping to keep the Cowboys in the 1975 season. In other words, competition. Well, I guess he will anyway, because they're going to play next year, January 4th. But the loser, of course, it comes to an end.
Well, it's all back down to 1 minute 51 seconds, Gary, and I see what they're made out of, whether they can go the distance on, because they sure have to have the touchdown and not a field goal.
Pearson and Young in the running backfield. They're going to the shotgun. In motion, Charles Young. Back, complete to Drew Pearson. Now, Pearson, as we mentioned, they haven't thrown to him much today, but he's very close to that first down and stops the clock with 1:45.
It's an excellent throw. Let's take a look at it from the ground level camera behind the quarterback. He throws it over top of the linebacker. Pearson coming back, making the catch, threw that one right over McNeil, stepped out of bounds, stopped the clock at 1:45. That's what they got to do. The Minnesota Vikings are going to give Brown a little bit, but they're not going to give too much.
So at the 24-yard line, they're a yard short of the first down. 2nd and 1. Defensive effort that time by Bobby Bryant. He reached in on Golden Richards at the 39-yard line. Bobby Bryant, seen some excellent defensive play by those quarterbacks on both sides. Renfro, Bobby Bryant, and that brings up a 3rd down and a yard.
Well, he's got to come up with a first down right here in order to maintain control. He's still got 1 minute and 40 seconds to go, and he has 2 more timeouts left in the ball game, so he's not in too bad of trouble, but he's got to get that first down, Gary. So I would think that he'd probably come up with maybe a little bit of a run or something here.
1 minute 40 left. 3rd down, a yard. Fly back again. Got protection. Complete to Golden Richards, and Richards has the first down across the 30 to the 31. Bobby Bryant made the stop. Got to give credit to that offensive line. That's Drew Pearson instead of made the catch. His 2nd catch. That offensive line kept scrambling for him.
I'll tell you what, the Staubach must have been a pretty good baseball player, because he'd been picked 2 or 3 of them up off the ground there from John Fitzgerald. That was another low pass. And there's another one.
I don't believe it.
Now, you just can't. I mean, man, this is the crucial part of the ball game. You can't be doing stuff like that.
Jim Marshall.
Into the 24, a loss, and the clock with 1:06 now.
Now you come up, it's 2nd down and 15 yards to go for the first down. You can't have those things happen to you.
Tom Landry trying to have him hurry up because that clock is going. 1 minute now remaining in the game. First down, 17. He's hit as he threw that one. Roger went down at the 14-yard line. I think I said 1st and 17. It was 2nd and 17. Now it's 3rd and 17, just short of the 25-yard line. Well, our producer, a very capable man by the name of David Fox, who we worked with this year, enjoyed it very much.
That's the bearded wonder down there with his hands raised up. How about that?
And also our director, Chris Erskine. Fine gentleman we've worked with this year. We've had a dandy of a game here today. 52 seconds left in it. I want to thank our spotter, Bob Brennan, and also our statistician, Jim Pong, for their expert help on this broadcast. 3rd down, 17. And trying to go up for the ball at the 50-yard line was Gene Puget, and it comes to a 4th down. Boy, I tell you, Roger got to be a tired man after this game.
Let's take a look at it right here. He's got some pretty good pressure on him. Charlie Young, number 30, back in there trying to block. There's Blaine Nye blocking on 69. Sutherland, who's been a thorn in Roger's side all day, had a hold of him right there. He gets back to the outside. Alan Page, 88, still in pursuit, and he just overthrows the man downfield. It's all on this play right here. The whole season, 44 seconds to go. 4th down, 17 yards to go for the first down.
We have a change at center now. Kyle Davis has come in, a rookie from Oklahoma. Fitzgerald is out of there. 4th down, 17. Roger going down here to Pearson. And did he make the catch? He did. He made the catch.
Catch that was, because Nate Wright was all over it. Let's take a look at it here. Rogers back to throw and gets some pretty good pressure right there by Alan Page. There's the throw. Let's take a look at it, Gary, real close. There you see him. He made the catch, and the man was knocked out. Good call by the official. 25-yard reception, 37 seconds left. 1st and 10, and they have to score 7 points.
There was no tomorrow on that play. It was 4th and 17, and he was able to convert it. Now at the midfield stripe. Here's the story. 37 seconds left. The Cowboys trail 14-10. Preston Pearson. Pearson can't hang on.
Starbuck's pass intended for...
Take a look at it, see if Preston Pearson doesn't slip over on that left-hand side. There's Roger looking around, finally looking for Preston Pearson. Now, you can't tell whether he slipped or not. It's got a little bit late. There's another shot of it right here. Let's see what happens. Pearson just kind of sneaks out to the left side. There's the delivery. Ball was just a little bit too far in front of him.
So now we go to a 2nd and 10. 32 seconds left. He is going for broke. Drew Pearson. He got it. Touchdown. I didn't know they had it for a while.
I thought the ball bounced. I don't believe it.
He just threw the ball over the scoreboard.
I don't believe it. The ball was thrown short, and the defender was not watching, and Pearson came back to make the catch for him.
He caught that ball on his hip, it looked like, John. Well, I'm sure we'll have it.
Full catch. I tell you, it was a much better catch than it was a throw. Let's take a look at it here, Gary. Fine protection. Roddy just winds up and lets it loose. Now let's watch the play by Pearson here. He's very well covered at this point. Looked like almost an interception. You see him coming back right there to make the catch. Nate Wright falls down, and Pearson just kind of backs into the end zone right there, and Paul Krause has to jump over top of Wright. 88 number, Drew Pearson for the touchdown. There's another look at it right here. Great catch. Nate Wright overran the play. Pearson made the catch. In for the touchdown.
Boy, what a play that was.
What a ball game, huh?
Now 16-14, a point after 10. Tony Fritsch. And Tony Fritsch makes it a 17-14 game, and now the Vikings have 24 seconds to try to get within field goal range.
Now will you please...
There's the man of the day right now. Drew Pearson had caught a pass until the 4th quarter, and then comes back and catches a 50-yard touchdown pass.
I don't think he believes he did it himself the way he's looking there, Gary.
Now we've got a penalty coming up against the Minnesota Vikings here. Is kicking off from the 50-yard line is going to be Tony Fritsch.
Well, it's an unsportsmanlike conduct call wherever it was. I don't know where it was on, though. No call from the official, Gary.
Vikings have been lucky to get a run back on this one. Tony Fritsch for the 50-yard line. 24 seconds left. The Cowboys trying to pull a major upset. They lead 17-14. Bailing it out is McClanahan. 15. Is he going to get out of bounds? He's not. He'll be stopped at the 12-yard line by Benny Barnes, and 18 seconds now left. Fran Tarkenton really has a Herculean task ahead of him. I think everybody here is just stunned by that Drew Pearson catch. We couldn't see the ball for a while, then he so nonchalantly took it into the end zone after he caught it.
I'm sure that they'll probably be saying that he pushed him and everything else, but, you know, that's the way it goes, and the guys will have to be looking, probably sending films to the commissioner this week or something like that, Gary, because it is just completely amazing that they've been able to do that.
Fran Tarkenton has 18 seconds. Boy, it's not much time. And back there's Too Tall Jones. He got him at the 1, almost got a safety. Jones drops him at the 1-yard line with 14 seconds. Timeout called by the Minnesota Vikings. They'll have 2 remaining. Jones really got through in a hurry on that play. That's the 3rd sack by the Dallas Cowboys. There's Tarkenton. What's he upset about?
Well, Francis doesn't like anything about it. He's upset. They've had a tremendous season. And it all comes down to 2 big plays, big call down here by the official on the 4th and 17, and then on a touchdown. And I'm sure he doesn't like it. You can see that great season they've had going right down the drain, and they're throwing all kind of stuff out in that field now. The official got hit right in the head.
Oh boy!
The official got hit right in the head by something out there.
Oh boy!
And he's down.
That is tragic.
Terrible. There's no need for any kind of that stuff at all. No room in this country for that kind of behavior.
Boy, John, that just makes you sick, doesn't it? 14 seconds left. The crowd reacting.
Please do not throw anything out of the field.
And
Please do not throw
Alan
anything
Page
out
is
of
going
field.
into the dressing room. Alan Page has gone into the dressing room. He's running down below us, going into the dugout. Carl Eller. Well, you know, last week they had an incident in Buffalo with the snowballs, and I don't know what the story is. I guess Page figures he's not going to play anymore with 14 seconds. Carl Eller very slowly coming on. I'm not sure what official that is, John. We'd have to check it out. But 14 seconds left. It looked like a pop bottle. It actually struck the man at the 6-yard line. Well, it's been a tremendous game. Both teams have played like champions, and then to have something like this happen really detracts from it. But Fran now still discussing. I don't know what Fran is arguing about. I really don't.
Well, I'm sure he's talking about that last play. Was the only thing you know, this is ridiculous for these things, for the fans to do type of things like they're doing. You know, you would think the way they're acting, you're down in Argentina where they stab the soccer players and everything else, or wherever part of the country that they react like that. There's just no kind of place in this country for the kind of the fan reaction like this, Garrett. People who love the game and love to see it played, you know, you've got to accept things every now and then that are distasteful, and these are one of these things after a fine season like they've had, to go down to the last 14 seconds and almost have an impossible task at hand.
Well, there's the gentleman getting up.
Well, that's a pretty good reaction from the fans. They're happy to see him get up, and just kind of a funny situation to have happen. There looked like he'd taken him to the dressing room, too. Number 23 of the official, Armin Terzian. Field judge.
Yes, sir, the field judge, Armin Terzian, is the man shaken up. Well, Bud Grant, with 14 seconds, it's just going to be a miracle for them to pull it out. They're at the 1-yard line now, 2nd and 24.
I would imagine Bud Grant is going to say a few things about it. He might get another $500 fine from the commissioner.
So now, Grant targeted at his own goal line. Complete to Foreman. Foreman, 5, 10. He is out to the 14-yard line, and with 7 seconds, the Vikings will ask for their second timeout. Harvey Martin making the stop. They get a little maneuvering room, but they're still 10 yards away from a first down. They have to make it to the 25. 17-14. The Cowboys, the surprise team in the NFC, pulling a major upset if they hang on here with 7 seconds left. Tom Landry. Boy, what a great comeback by his football team.
Well, they came back with 2 big plays. There he is talking to his defensive captain over there, who's telling him just kind of stay back, stay deep, don't let him score the touchdown.
Yeah, Tom Landry, the only coach in the history of the Dallas Cowboys. Well, you have to give credit to their outstanding organization. Gil Brandt, the scouting, Tex Schramm, Clint Murchison. They've got something to be proud of. People talking about them being better next year and the year after this young team. 3rd down, 10. 4 seconds left. 3, 2, and that's going to be the game. Brad Tarkenton goes down inside the 5 as Harvey Martin and Ed Jones are there. So the Dallas Cowboys move in to the championship game of the NFC against the Los Angeles Rams, and that game's going to be played in the Los Angeles Coliseum, 3:30 Eastern Time, a week from today. As the Cowboys, a team that's been in the playoffs 9 of the last 10 years.
Well, on the surface, Tom, the Vikings-Cowboys matchup appeared to be a mismatch in so many crucial areas. Minnesota marched through the season with an overpowering 12-2 record. They owned the #1 defense in the NFL. They had the NFC's leading passer in Fran Tarkenton. More importantly, their veteran-laden team was playoff-wise. For them, the game was supposed to be the tune-up for their 3rd straight Super Bowl appearance.
But they had a pretty easy schedule, Harry. The wild-card Cowboys, on the other hand, were like the little girl with the curl. They were either very good or very bad. They were talent-rich but experience poor. Gone were Lilly, Garrison, Hill, Green, John Nyland, Toomey, and Hayes. In their places were 12 rookies and 1 talented veteran, Preston Pearson, the only member of the Dallas team that ever played for another NFL team.
So much was stacked against them, but the harshest fact of all was that no wild card team had ever won a playoff game.
Compared to the veteran Vikings, the Cowboys were toddlers, a team who would take tentative, hesitant steps until they gained their playoff legs. Head coach Tom Landry knew well that despite Minnesota's imposing record, the Northmen were not a team of supermen. His team had played the much tougher schedule, while the Vikings had played only 3 teams with winning records and had lost 2 of the games. Victory for Dallas depended on how well their doomsday defense handled number 44, Chuck Foreman, the first Viking ever to rush for 1,000 yards, a man who led the NFC in receiving, touchdowns, and points scored. Chuck Foreman gained just over 50 yards because number 79, Harvey Martin, closed down inside. And number 72, Ed Too Tall Jones, shut down the outside and denied Foreman a channel to the sidelines. However, the heart of the Viking offense is Fran Tarkenton, a quarterback with a unique gift for exploiting a defense with his second and third receivers. Dallas closed off this strategy and then immobilized another prong of Minnesota's attack. Tarkenton utilizes his setbacks as receivers better than any quarterback in football. Between them, Chuck Foreman and number 49, Ed Marinaro, caught an astounding 127 passes. But Dallas linebackers, like number 50, D.D. Lewis, read their keys perfectly, and they were burned on just one occasion when Tarkenton found Marinaro in the soft area of the Cowboy zone. Dallas dominated Minnesota defensively because they refused to allow Fran to float and drift in a moving pocket. The Cowboys' defensive ends contained the flanks and funneled Tarkenton inside, where tackles like number 54, Randy White, simply ate him up. The most offensive play Minnesota could manage in the first half was a Neil Clabo punt. When number 43, Cliff Harris, thought better of fair catching Clabo's kick, the first break of the game occurred. Number 67, rookie tackle Pat Donovan, thought the ball had caromed off Harris's leg. It had not, and his overzealous play turned into a Viking recovery and led directly to the first score of the game, a 1-yard touchdown slam by Chuck Foreman.
American Express.
The veteran Vikings seized a toehold in the game and led 7-0. Dallas moved the ball consistently on Minnesota, but had not scored, mainly because of the disruptive influence of Viking defensive end Carl Eller, number 81. Eller proved convincingly that at age 33, he has not lost the speed that has made him a consistent All-Pro. Mainly due to Carl Eller, Roger Staubach and the Cowboys were held scoreless in the first half. The best way to cool down a hot player is to stay away from his side, and Dallas did. The Cowboys used the fast charge of Minnesota's other end, number 70, Jim Marshall, to their advantage by dumping screen passes to Preston Pearson, the Cowboys' total offense leader in 1975. Pearson was easily the most valuable acquisition Dallas made this season, and his pick-a-hole style of running and long flowing stride chewed up the Vikings' deep defense. After many fruitless attempts, the Cowboys tied the game on a simple blast by Doug Dennison, number 21. Dennison's touchdown and a later Tony Frisch field goal gave Dallas a 10-7 lead. It wasn't until late in the last quarter that Minnesota finally marshaled their first sustained drive of the game. Number 33, Brent McClanahan, provided the impetus and eventually the go-ahead touchdown. Finally, the game seemed well in hand at 14-10, and Viking diehards began a countdown to victory and looked ahead to the NFC Championship. With 1:51 left on the clock, the Cowboys' situation looked hopeless, but Dallas had its shotgun, the #1 offense in the NFC, and their magic man, wide receiver Drew Pearson, number 88. But in the clutch, the shotgun went blank when several times the seemingly simple exchange from center to quarterback went awry. Dallas was forced to bring in rookie Kyle Davis at center, and with it, 4th and 16, Roger Staubach needed a miracle. Roger got it from Drew Pearson, whose disputed catch gave Dallas a breath of life at the 50-yard line. The Vikings claim Pearson landed out of bounds when in fact he was pushed out by Nate Wright, number 43. One thing that cannot be faulted is the execution of the play. Number 70, Rayfield Wright, drove number 81, Carl Eller, all the way from Minneapolis to St. Paul. And this allowed Staubach time to locate Pearson, whose concentration in the clutch is second to none. Dallas had reached midfield, but the clock was working against them. Like a cow with his cud, Bud Grant gave his chewing gum a fierce working over, as with 32 seconds remaining, Dallas faced a prevent defense geared to give ground grudgingly. From the shotgun, Staubach unleashed what he later described as a Hail Mary pass. The dial-a-prayer was answered by Drew Pearson, whose unbelievable catch turned sure defeat into absolute victory for the Dallas Cowboys. Pearson, the Cowboys' leading receiver, had been shut out by Minnesota all game until the last minute and 51 seconds. In the final drive, Staubach completed 4 passes, all of them to Drew Pearson. However, the Vikings built their championship dreams not on miracles but on solid football, and they believed that Pearson had interfered with defender Nate Wright on the play. Another look affords a unique vantage point from the end zone. Once a pass is thrown, the ball is free, and both receiver and defender have an equal right to it. In this instance, Drew Pearson seemed to want it a little bit more than number 43, Nate Wright. Drew Pearson's heroics have almost become commonplace in Dallas. He is already indelibly etched in history by the miracle of Thanksgiving Day and his reception of Clint Longley's pass against the Redskins. For Dallas, who didn't even expect to make the playoffs, the victory was especially gratifying. But in point of fact, it was deserved also, because for 60 minutes they had outplayed and out-hit a Viking team that was almost a surefire choice to end up in the Super Bowl. The mantle of Cinderella team has now been passed from the Baltimore Colts to the Dallas Cowboys. However, this week against the Los Angeles Rams, the bubble may burst and Dallas may turn into pumpkins once again.